Welcome to Sideserf Cake Studio. How can I make your day a little sweeter? I'd like to return this bubble tea cake. Is there something wrong with it? Oh, I made this cake 4 years ago. Yeah, and I hate it. I want a new one. Well, I didn't have as much experience back then, so the cup isn't shiny, there isn't any ice, and it looks too full. The tea goes all the way to the tippy top. I could go on, it does not look realistic. Isn't that what you do here, Natalie? My name is Natalie Sideserf, and I make cakes that don't look like cakes. And I'm going to remake your boba tea cake, only this time, it's gonna look just like the real thing. I am so excited to get this started for you. Can I get a name for the order? Phoebe. Got it. What's the first thing I can do to make your new and improved bubble tea cake better this time? Ice. I don't want room temperature boba. It's disgusting. Ice, yes. I should have included ice in the original. One order of realistic Phoebe-approved ice coming up. To make ice that doesn't melt, I'm using isomalt. I just pop this pre-cooked isomalt in the microwave, and look at that. It's nice and clear. Now I can pour it in. I gotta be careful because melted isomalt is hot. Ta-ta-ta-ta. I got this ice cube tray with a red silicone bottom so that it can handle the heat. It'll also be easier to pop the cubes out once the isomalt is cool. See? The cube almost got me in the eye. Now the shape of each cube looks good. However, when you look up close, the cubes are looking a little cloudy. Not nice and clear like real ice. Let's fix that. I'm placing the cubes on a heat-resistant green mat because we're about to torch them. This is so much fun. With just a little bit of heat, the outside layer melts and you end up with this beautiful glossy finish. We torched them, now let's crush them. I put a paper towel over each cube so the pieces of isomalt don't go flying across the room. Yes, these'll work nicely. Now let's work on the boba. To make sure I get the boba just right, I got myself a boba tea. Extra boba. Let's have a better look. Boba are tapioca pearls. They are small, chewy, and slippery. They can't smush it. This slippery sucker. Okay, that's enough. This is starting to get a little gross. The first time I made this cake, I actually think the boba looked good. So I'm using the same technique. I'm going to ball up small pieces of black modeling chocolate and then press them onto the side of a cup. This works really well because the modeling chocolate is just sticky enough to stick to the sides. When I added boba the first time I made this cake, they were a little too close together. So this time I'm leaving space between the pearls. Hey, I want boba, extra boba. And I'm gonna add more than last time. Oh. Hello. Liam, please don't do that. Don't do that. Come sit next to Mommy, Liam. I'm gonna count to 3. 1, 2.5. He's a free spirit. But while I'm here, I want to change the flavor. Last time, you made a solid pink brick. It looked like a flat chunk of chocolate. Not real. Yes, I agree. This time, I'd like matcha cream. I can handle that. And don't mix it up into one solid block like last time. I want to see a gradient from green to white. I have got to get this gradient right. So I got myself a real matcha green tea. And I like the look, but the black boba is really hard to see against that dark green. So I'm gonna mix it up, but just a little. Oh, these cream swirls are nice. I want to mix the cream so that it makes the green a slightly more pastel green, and that'll make the boba pop. But I don't want to mix it too much because I want to keep that green to white gradient. Yes, perfect. This is the matcha cream look I'm going for. I'm gonna use chocolate to create this effect, so I need white and green. I just had the best and most obvious idea ever. I was going to color the chocolate with green food color, but why do that when I can just use real matcha? Matcha is a powder, and if you can mix it into cream, I bet you can mix it into chocolate too. Let's find out. It looks amazing. And it's the perfect matcha green because it's the real thing. Matcha flavored chocolate is going to taste amazing. Do you wear clothes or know someone who does? Well, get yourself some more by heading over to sideserfcakes.com. We just dropped a bunch of brand new designs. I'm wearing one right now. The whole cake gang's here. And we have hats for each of the members of the cake gang. I love these hats so much. We also have this cute tumbler of Bop the Boba and fun new t-shirt designs in kid and adult sizes. I'll put a link below so you don't get lost on your way to the store. And now back to the cake. It is now time to move on to the most difficult part of this cake. This next step is going to be extremely challenging. I have to get the temperature just right. If the chocolate's too hot, the boba melts. If it's too cool, it hardens before I can finish blending the gradient. I'm layering the cup with dark green chocolate at the bottom, then light green and white on top. Then I'll press the isomalt ice onto the sides of the cup to create the illusion that it's filled with ice. This is a lot to take on in a short amount of time. I'm seriously nervous. If I mess this up, I have to start over. All right, let's start. Starting with the darkest green chocolate. I'm moving it around, making sure it covers all the boba. Nope. Gotta start over. The green chocolate is too warm. The boba are sliding all over the cup and they're so soft. Yep, mushy and melted. Okay, so now I have to clean this cup out and fill it with new boba. This is exactly what I didn't want to happen. But at least now I know I have to let the chocolate cool down a little bit before I start again. On to attempt number 2. I'm pouring in slightly cooler green chocolate. This is good. The boba aren't sliding nearly as much as last time. Next is the light green chocolate. I'm using sculpting tools to blend and swirl. Now I've got to move on before the chocolate starts to harden. So now I'm adding a layer of white. Almost done with blending the gradient. Next, I'll add the final layer of white and press the isomalt cubes onto the side of the cup. This is too thick. The chocolate in the bowl, it cooled down too much. I can't spread it. So I'm quickly warming it in the microwave. I need to hurry or the chocolate in the cup will harden and I won't be able to blend. Come on. What am I doing? Get it together, Natalie. You look stressed. Yeah, what? Is everything okay? Yes, everything is super. This is just the beautiful, chaotic nature of making cake art. See, Liam, this is why Mommy's sending you to law school. I knew she'd mess this up. She's spiraling. Anyway, don't let me distract you. Don't forget to have fun. This is a hobby, right? Let's just get the ice on there. Gotta press it against the cup. Yep. And I love it. It's subtle in a way that really looks like ice in a drink. Okay, no time to dawdle. Gotta get all the ice on there. The chocolate's firming up, so that's it. I can't work on it anymore. Now I'll place it in the fridge to make sure it's completely cool. And oh boy, did I make a mess. Let's see, what's next? I have some isomalt left over, so I'm gonna attempt to use it to make a straw. I have very little experience using isomalt, so I have no idea how this is gonna look. I'm pouring my melted isomalt onto a mat. It's too hot to touch, but it'll cool quickly. I'm rolling it by hand into a coil, and look how even that looks. Wow, that's neat. That's so much easier than I thought it was gonna be. I think I like isomalt. I'm torching it to make it clear and shiny. I don't like it. It doesn't look hollow. She's right. There are little bubbles suspended in the center of the straw that makes it look like it's full of soda water. That doesn't make sense for this bubble tea cake. The real straw is actually kind of foggy. Maybe I can create a similar effect so the bubbles aren't so obvious. I'm brushing powdered sugar onto the isomalt, and it's sticking, but it just doesn't look like a believable straw. I'm gonna try something else altogether. This is a real blue straw. And honestly, I like the idea of adding more color to this cake. So let's try to replicate this straw rather than the clear one. I'm making blue chocolate and I'm pouring it into a piping bag. And now I'm piping it into a real straw. Now that the chocolate is firm, let's see how it looks. Yes, that looks great. I really like it. And the end is hollow, so that makes it look even more realistic than the isomalt straw. It's matte, and that looks okay, but shiny. The customer wants it shiny, so I sprayed it with an edible glaze. Now let's get some cake in this cake. I'm carefully trimming the rim of the cup with scissors. This will clean up the top edge of chocolate and make it more flat. I want the top flat because once all the cake is stacked in the cup, I still need to add isomalt ice and a layer of chocolate to the top. This will complete the tea portion of the cake. I'm gonna put a real straw in and then I'll replace it with the chocolate straw later. I don't trust myself to flip this thing upside down to get it out of the cup, so I'm just cutting it away in pieces. The gradient is looking pretty good. There are a few imperfections and holes, so I'm just filling those in. I have to address all the tiny details because it really helps sell the realism. The white chocolate dries matte, but I want it to look shiny and creamy. So I made a small amount of white gelatin. I'm blowing bubbles into it to try to make the top look more liquid and frothy. Now I can take the real straw out and we can move on. Okay, Natalie, the cake is looking adequate. But I just remembered the biggest issue with your old boba cake. It looks like a solid pillar of pink stuff. Plastic isn't matte, it's shiny. You are absolutely right. We want that high gloss, fresh off the shelf plastic finish. And the tea? Last time it was filled to the brim. Real drinks have a breathable gap between the liquid and the lid. I've actually got a plan for that. I want to see that it's a drink and not a solid object. Right again. When I made this cake 4 years ago, I filled the cup right to the top because I didn't know how to handle the structure of an empty rim. This time, I'm stopping the tea an inch below the lid. This is a sheet of edible gelatin. It looks just like real plastic. And you can print on it using a printer filled with edible ink. So I printed Bob the Boba's face on it. Bob the Boba is one of the members of a cake gang. He's very popular. Now I can place the edible plastic on the outside of the cake. Ah, so cute. Now I'll have clear space between the tea and lid. I designed the lid to have all the members of the cake gang on it. Then I printed it out onto the same edible plastic. But my printer doesn't print white ink because it's meant to print on white paper. So Paige the notebook is looking pretty pale. The whole design is hard to see. I'm gonna try to give this lid a white background so the whole cake gang pops. I'm placing a round cutter onto the edible lid, and now I'll brush white powdered food color onto the inside. And hopefully this doesn't look too streaky and fake. I want it to look like a clean, machine-printed lid. Oh my. Natalie? Look at that shine! The gradient is beautiful. It really looks like tea in a plastic cup. That's exactly what I wanted. I'm so happy you like it. I really appreciate you making this cake. I know I can be a little forward at times. It's one of my strengths. Now I'm not leaving until I see the layers. You have my approval to cut it. We need to work on your cutting skills. I'm glad I was able to bring your vision to life today, Phoebe. Now I'm just gonna flip this screen around and it's gonna ask you a question. Oh, you're so generous.